What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James of Mint Hunter Comics, and I've got an interesting last 7 weeks to recap for you. As you can guess from the thumbnail, once again, a stupid situation has arisen. I really thought this one was going to work out, and it's not quite over, but I can tell you, it's not going to. So I'm always checking my email and my Instagram to see if any leads have come in on comic book collections. Well, someone actually did reach out to me and let me know about this dude down in, I think it was Texas. Sent me a bunch of pictures of stuff and gave me the guy's number. And I said, thank you. And I contacted the guy immediately. And let me tell you something. I sold a couple books recently that I kind of regret selling. The main obvious one is the Avengers #1. I miss it terribly. And I once again had a shot at getting it. This guy had low grade, maybe 2.5 to a 3.0 Avengers #1 in amidst with other various keys. And I thought to myself, I need to get this thing back. Looking at his other books, there were plenty of other good things. It's just that the best book was very clearly the Avengers #1. In my head, before I even had a conversation with this guy, I was thinking, I'd love to be able to get this for maybe like $2,800. I would be ecstatic if it's a $2,000 pickup. I got on the phone with this guy. I usually like to have a conversation, or preferably a FaceTime is even really good before you buy a collection. That's not something that you can just drive to. So I ended up talking with this guy for like 50 minutes. It ended up being a pretty long conversation. He was a good old boy for sure down in Texas. A couple of racist remarks and homophobic things. I certainly didn't get the vibe that he was going to try to screw me over, and he went out of his way to assure me that that's not going to happen. The guy clearly knew nothing about comics. He did enough online research to know that The Avengers was his best book. What's interesting is he actually took it to comic book shops in his area, and they were offering him $800 for all his stuff. Wow, okay. He told me straight up, he was like, the first person to give me $1,200 is going to get this collection. I was thinking in my head, like, whoa, okay, I kind of wanted to try to get this for like 25. And I was actually even upfront with it. I said, well, you've definitely got good stuff. Yeah, I think that's a more than fair price. I'm your guy. I will pay right now. I adjusted for PayPal fees. I paid goods and services because, again, guys, if you're not sure or if it's a long distance thing, always pay goods and services. That way they have to attach the tracking. It's all good and completed. So I gave him $1,200 and some change to account for the 5% PayPal fee or whatever. And I waited. Just like how it is with almost every scam. Hey, what's the tracking information? What's the tracking information? Sometimes I can sound like a broken record, but I've been burned. Well, a full week happened and we were having conversations through and through. I mean, it was a lot of books, so it was like an awkward thing to ship. Right? It was probably a pretty big box that it was all going to be in, but there were some red flags. For one thing, he just couldn't give me the damn tracking item. Like, come on, dude, let's go. I would say, like, can we get this shipped out before the weekend? He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it today. And then nothing happened, and so on and so forth. That kept going on. But again, he doesn't know the etiquette. This is just some redneck that, like, inherited or found these books. So, like, I gave him a little leeway. To be completely honest with you, I forgot. I was seeing Queens of the Stone Age, and right in the middle of the show, it dawned on me. I don't know what triggered this, but I was just like, whoa! An Avengers 1 and many other books was supposed to arrive at my house, and that really didn't happen. So what's up here? So obviously right after the show, I called him, no response, cool, whatever. It was kind of late anyway. And I texted him like, hey, I never got that tracking. And obviously it never arrived. And I woke up the next morning to him saying something incredibly bizarre, like, oh, you didn't get my refund? I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I've been waiting for your books. You went dark on me. I was asking you every day there for an update, and you just couldn't give me something solid. I was waiting for you. So immediately I go to PayPal and I open a case. I don't escalate it to a full claim yet, but I open the case. I finally called the guy, and he said, like, oh, well, some stupid guy blocked my PayPal because I called him. I was like, oh, wow, that's weird that there were repercussions to that. So he actually showed me the proof, and sure enough, his PayPal really was blocked. But I also didn't appreciate, like, dude, our deal was done weeks ago. I should have been had this stuff. And he got really mad at me. He started saying like, well, what did you want me to do? Well, you could have communicated that your PayPal was blocked and that you weren't going to ship me the items. That's probably what I wanted you to do. So with him on the phone, I escalated it through PayPal to a full claim, and I actually got the refund right away. They didn't even have to like do the back and forth with the seller, all that stuff. But from the screenshots he sent me of the proof of PayPal closing his account was a full 2 or more weeks later than when we had done our deal. So if he had shipped this stuff to me in time, I would have gotten it. That's frustrating enough, but whatever. I don't want to lose this, right? I had it. It was so close to being a done deal that I continued talking with him. I was like, all right, well, listen, as collateral, here's my YouTube channel. People know me. There's a reputation that has to be upheld. So why don't you send the books and I'll give you a check, or we can do Venmo, Zelle, like whatever you want, dude. Wire transfer, you name it, no problem. And the guy said, which is totally understandable, I just don't want to send these books out. Well, actually, I wish he said that. He alluded that it would be fine. He didn't answer the question directly for a while. At this point, we were texting. We were no longer on the phone. He was texting that, like, and avoiding the question. And finally, he was like, I'm not comfortable doing that. Again, fine, but whatever. Stop giving me the runaround, dude. So then I suggested, can you send 1 or 2 books? I'll get them and send you a check, and we'll keep doing that if you're uncomfortable with that. No, we're not doing that either. And throughout this, the guy just really developed a very rude persona, seemingly was mad at me. But like, why were you mad at me? I gave you the offer that you wanted within minutes. I asked for updates. Oh, shame on me. And then I still kept my cool even after a month after just realizing that you never shipped the books. So I really wasn't sure why he was so mad at me, and so much of his anger was directed at me. He was just like, I guess, kind of an angry guy. But yeah, I kind of get it. If he's walking around calling buyers the F word, maybe he's a little bit of an off dude. And in the end, and where we're at right now, it's just not happening. He's too angry. He's too mad at me for continuing to suggest him ways so that I can pay him. And then the worst thing happened. He was like, I'm just going to throw out the books. They've been such a headache. I was like, dude, I am an interested buyer and I will do whatever it takes. Oh, by the way, I increased the offer and still nothing. I was like, I can give you this in any form of payment that you want. PayPal goods and services, I'm protected. Sending you a check, I'm not protected there. Every solution I tried to come up with, he just wasn't doing it. So unfortunately, the deal, I think, is dead. And for all I know, that angry dude might have actually destroyed those comics, and that would make me cry if that were the case. But it is unfortunately possible. So, oh well, once again, happens every 4 to 5 months. There's another too good to be true moment where I almost had something epic, but it just couldn't manifest. I hope that guy learned that you shouldn't call people inappropriate names because there are repercussions. I hope that guy learned how to do better business, but it's not my responsibility, and whatever. It is what it is. These things happen. Thought I'd make a little video of it. You guys are my therapy session, as you know. Let me know what you think down below. I'll let you know the next time I get a shot at another Avengers copy. And keep on hunting. Don't be discouraged by the idiots. Make sure to come down to Sentiment Depot Antiques and Collectibles, where I'm set up with all of my comics, located at 238 West Delaware Ave, Pennington, New Jersey. Open every day except for Monday and Tuesday. Enjoy 10% off from Wednesday to Friday. See you there.